I think it was warming up, man.
What's warming up?
Hey, good morning, everybody. How's you doing? Look who we have, and look who's here early in the morning.
Right, it is early.
I don't even have an intro for this, but I guess I'll just go ahead and play one
Run with some random one.
right here. Welcome to the 863 Morning Show with your host, San Martin Rodriguez and Erik Knight.
Watchers. I like
Somebody
it.
harder.
I know, but there's no. It says nobody's watching, which we know is wrong,
That's weird.
and it says heart.
You're so weird. Thank you for whoever hearted it.
All right, thank you. Oh,
Harley did.
good election morning.
I know, right? Erik said the other day, he's like, yeah, let's go live on election day. I was like,
Did you bring the match?
I was like, politics. Good morning, man. It's been a long time since we've actually got on the show, but I felt like, today was a very important day to go ahead and do so. So thank you for joining. Thank you for freaking being here. Let's talk a little bit about what is in store.
All right, well, first of all, show the numbers.
All right, let's just go ahead and just show.
Most of you have already voted.
Yeah, most people have already voted. I think that even Yavapai County is reporting like 147,000 voters. And I think registered voters is around 190. I mean, I could be totally wrong.
I'll get in there. You keep.
But this right here is a very close race, and technically, gosh, I gotta say it again. I really dislike politics.
Well, what about the local stuff? There's big local stuff going on.
There is definitely some major local stuff coming up. We have the what do you call those things? Those propositions. We had Kyle. He's in there. He's like, "Hey, can somebody run down this crap for me? I don't got time for this."
Well, okay. So the thing that bugged me when I was a kid, and it's still the same way, is they write them backwards. So you think you're voting for something, and you vote the exact opposite.
That's weird.
They're really crafted really, really well. Okay, here you go. As of 12 hours ago, 124,000 ballots in Yavapai County were in.
Yeah. I wonder, do we know how many registered voters are in Yavapai County?
County registered.
Oh, I thought you were going to go to ChatGPT.
I didn't have it up, so otherwise I would have. And the problem is I worry about the data being stale because it's like 6 months behind. It looks like chat's going to have to help me because there's no good answers here.
So, I mean, the election is kind of it's kind of crazy, just like,
All right, check it.
It is what it is. It's crazy.
As of this is last year. That's why I said it's a little stale. There's 197,000 registered voters. So let's just call it 200,000. So 200,000 registered voters.
And then they all are voting.
Counter.
That's insane.
And we have so far 124 in. That's more than half. That's a good chunk.
This is a very close race. I mean, I don't. Okay, so for the people that are out there and for myself, what is this electoral college deal? Like, I mean, like
I have opinions, but they're just opinions.
It seems like everybody is supposed to go ahead and have like a vote, and what is it? I mean, like what is really going on here?
In school, we were taught that the electoral college was a bad thing because it didn't represent. But as I've gotten older and live in a rural community, I've learned that if we didn't have it, all the cities would choose everything. So like literally California major cities and New York's major cities would basically control everything. And the electoral college makes it so it forces, like we had a number of campaigns local visit. Like that blows my mind. Why do they care about Prescott, Arizona? They visit because they had to. The electoral college forces them to go out to places that doesn't make sense if they just had to court New York and California. And that's why the electoral college is there. So everywhere in between kind of has a say. I'm not saying it's 100% of the say, but it gives you some kind of say.
Well, Haley says it's so important.
Well, there's Haley. Hey, Haley. So I don't know. There's been a big push for 20 some years since George Bush lost in 2000 to eliminate the electoral college. But for those of us that live in rural Arizona or rural America, I don't know. I don't think it's such a bad thing. But hopefully people at least do the research, I guess, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So Jeff, watch party in the past, it always has been the Palace Bar, or restaurant. Sorry, Palace
I know
Bar
Founding
restaurant.
Fathers is doing some stuff.
Maybe Founding Fathers tonight will be that one. But they've hosted both Democrat and Republican senators.
I know Grant is dressing up
That's
as like, I think it's the American Eagle. I think that's what it is, a big old blow up.
all right.
I think that's what's going on there. So we got Haley chugging in. We got Jeff chiming in. It's good to hear and see people.
Yeah, 12 people online right now. What is going on?
Hopefully everybody's up because they're standing in line at the election thing. Show them the weights. Do you have that?
Yeah, no, I didn't have that one. I know that
I'll send it to you.
Yavapai, what is it? Yavapai something?
I'll send it to you. This is so inefficient. It's like we're out of practice or something.
Yeah. Oh no, this is like normal.
Here we go. This is like this is like a normal election newscast.
Normal freaking show.
Yeah.
Like we already like. Sometimes we figure it out.
Well, look, we brought our squirrel back because squirrels are having a rough week.
Squire is now in place.
Yep.
Did you send it to your messenger?
I sent it to your messenger.
Okay,
if you want to pull that up. All right. So it looks like most of the county is pretty green. If you want to get out there right away, take a look at that.
Here we go. Let me cast this one.
This picture actually gives you a realization just how big Yavapai County really is. It's crazy. Look at this map.
Yeah. Yavapai County is actually fairly huge.
So
I mean,
some of the outskirts here, once you pull it up, there's some huge wait times at some of the outskirts, like in Congress and Baghdad. Look at that. Baghdad's yellow. What's their wait time in Baghdad?
10 to 20 minutes in Baghdad.
Okay, that's still not bad. And then green is 0 to 10 minutes. So you see all the green dots? That's what your wait is right now in some of the local polling places. So green is 0 to 10 minutes. Yellow is 10 to 20 minutes, which is still not bad. I remember standing in line for hours.
Yeah, remember a couple years ago, I felt like it was the last election where the lines were wrapped around the area, and it was like they remember that word where they were like, dude, you couldn't get in to vote.
Right.
They said that at 7 p.m. you guys are able to go ahead and come in.
Yeah.
Still come in. They said that you
had to be in line by 7.
Yeah, I saw it on X earlier that if you are standing in line by 7, they'll still keep the doors open for you.
Okay. So I'm guessing they're going to do the same thing tonight.
Yeah.
And just remember, there are laws. If you have a job, they can't say you cannot take time to go vote. They have to give you time to go vote. So don't make that as an excuse. Go out and do your thing because your employers have to make time for you to get out there. But dude, check out the size of this county. Look at that.
It's a pretty big county, like a very big county.
Zoom out. It almost looks like
we have what do you call it? Are we the fourth biggest
in the country, right? Fourth biggest is something like that.
Yeah, the county. It's not showing the county.
No lines, but I know. But look at all the green dots and the orange dots. They're within the county, and look at how much of Arizona that makes up. Like we have a big group here. So you were up at that was rodeo this weekend. It's still in the county.
Yeah,
way up there.
That area is still in the county. Let's see. More results. So it's like showing all the extra stuff right there. That's cool. Yavapai County elections and voters registration peeps have really been on a good level as like keeping us informed and actually really like making us stay tuned about how many people have voted and how many people have actually made the effort to go ahead and do early voting, which is good because sometimes it's like way what would you say smarter to get in there now.
Go early than late. Okay, ready for some nerd stats? You ready for it?
Let's go.
All right, Yavapai County is 8,000 miles, 8,000 square miles of land. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
8,123 square miles of land. It makes us the 7th largest county in Arizona by total land, and only in Arizona? Interesting. It does not rank among the top 100 counties in size in the U.S. by area. I always thought Yavapai County was just huge.
Right.
Wow. Okay. There you go. I was proven wrong by AI. Start of a long life of being proven wrong by a computer.
Right. So I don't know if you guys could actually see this on your deal. Let's see if I can.
So what map do you have up right now? What is this?
This is the 27 to win.
Okay.
Map.
270 to win.
270 to win.
So you need 270 electoral votes to win. And this is projected, right? What's website is this?
This is the 270 to win.
Oh, that's just the website?
Yeah, 270towin.com. If you guys want to go check it out.
Nick says Maricopa County is massive too. I believe that.
It is, but I saw an ex posting just morning stating that there was only 18,000 voters
already turned out for Maricopa County. That's crazy.
That was out.
So Yavapai County, so our county, has had the record since like 2004.
Yeah, 20,000
of the most percentage of registered voter turnout, which is awesome.
See, this was actually this morning, probably around about a half hour, 45 minutes ago, and this is the numbers that came out, and it's just so weird that they're only showing that there was 20,000 people that have voted in Maricopa County so far, and then Yavapai County is showing like 100 and what does it say? 149,000?
129,000.
120,000.
120,000 were in already. Yep. And that was as of last night. I mean, I'm sure this morning people were out there first thing.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly what's going on with these numbers, but numbers are crazy, and especially at the end of the voting process. And I don't know if you've been seeing it though, that they will take more time to go ahead and count the registered voters in our state, and actually several different states. I guess it takes a lot of time to go ahead and count, which is weird because you think that it'd be the same as everybody else's.
Right.
Like, how do they count all of California so quick?
They all have different systems. I don't know. I've heard, so we had all those problems in Florida in the 2000 election, but I've heard that they will have results in by 7. They've cleaned up their system so much that all their results will be in and pretty much done by 7.
I mean, you think.
I got propositions for our area here, and I'm relying on the new search feature in chat. I don't know if you saw that. There's a web search on chat.
Let's go.
So we've got Proposition 139, Proposition 140, Proposition 478, Proposition 479 are the propositions that are kind of like affect our area. And so Proposition 139 is the constitutional right to abortion, which is a state thing that they're voting on right now. Okay. You've seen some signs in yards about that, right? Which amends
which proposition was that?
That's 139. That's a statewide proposition. And there was a bunch of stuff about they amended some of the rules. We had like a 1918 or 1800s rule that was on the books.
Yes,
I think that they worked through that in our state Senate and stuff like that. And so this also, I think it takes it a little bit further. Proposition 140, it says jungle primaries. What is that? Ranked of choice voting. System seeks to implement a jungle primary system where all candidates, regardless of party affiliation. Oh, okay. So that basically means that, you remember how during the primaries we got something in the mail saying, "Hey, you're registered this. Would you like to vote in this primary? You have to change your affiliation for this primary."
Oh yeah.
This would change it to where if you were Republican, you could vote in the Democratic primary. And if you were Democrat, you could vote in the Republican primary. And if you're independent, you could vote for either in the primaries.
I like how they make it confusing.
So, well, they call it a jungle primary. I guess that makes sense, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's such a weird like concept. It was like, let's make it as confusing as possible. But I do understand the way of, the population scenario. But it's just sometimes it's just like weird, But I think it's all right. I mean, who knows? I don't know about you, but how many people are stressed about this freaking election this year?
I think a lot. Look at the post online on Facebook if you want to see how people are stressed. All right, next one. Proposition 478. This has been a big one. This is the Prescott and Police Fire funding. And this is an interesting one because when it came out in the ballot, the money was supposed to all be dumped into the general fund. And then September 11th, the City Council of Prescott basically said, hey, we're going to make a law to make sure that it's allocated to police and fire. It's the law. And they voted on this in a council meeting. My concern is if it was that easy to vote it into law at a council meeting, isn't it that easy to unvote it and steal that money? I worry about that money coming away from our police and fire.
I'm a little bit torn on it based off of the people that I have chatted with. You would want to go ahead and just listen and trust that the wording and the verbiage is exactly what we want it to be. But, you bring up some valid points, like why and how come did you guys just didn't put it in the proposition? That's my thing. Is why didn't you put it in the proposition unless there was intent to steal from it later? Well, the verbiage is there. The verbiage is there, but at the same time, it just... you once again, you brought up a valid point. Like, how in the world can we go ahead and trust the system if you don't use the right verbiage?
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, the new city manager did a sit down with Mayor Feelgood in regards about this proposition. And I understand why we need more money for the fire and police department. But for some reason, that one little word, that literally turns us off, turns off the idea of like, can it really be? Well, can they really be that deceiving to the point where they're going to take it away?
And I don't want to say, I don't think that our council and our mayor is trying to deceive anybody. I think that they actually have the best intentions here. But we don't know who's going to be in there in 2 years, in 4 years. They may not. That next mayor, that next council member,
that's valid too. I mean,
that's the thing. That's the thing about when you vote stuff in, even on the national. I mean, let's talk about Patriot Act and things like that. It's all great when you're in control, but these things never go away.
Yeah, I mean, that's very valid.
And you never know who's going to be in control later.
In each person that comes in, they seem to change, and it's like every 4 years. We're 2 years in Prescott, right?
We're 2 years.
Every 2 years, and
they did try to change it, but it was forced back to 2 years.
They kept it at 2. Prescott Valley's 4. And this is insane. About like how you could only like listen to the words that are actually stating that this is going to help our police and fire. I mean, like all the signs around town that says,
support police and fire.
Yeah, keep our town safe. I mean, like I would like, yeah,
I think that's a great idea. I just wish it was if it was written into the proposition to where it was guaranteed police and fire, it would have to go back to the voters to ever change it. And right now, the council, the next council, the council in 5-10 years from now can say, yeah, we need that money for an emergency. Let's just take it back.
And speaking of emergencies, I mean, I think that there was an emergency, a lawsuit that was getting put against
$20 million.
The city of Prescott, for I don't know, like a shooting.
What better? Again, there's always emergencies, and it's always a reason. I hope that our future council members and mayors, if this does pass, they all have good intentions. And and we've seen this in Social Security on the federal level. Oh, we'll just borrow that, and then it never comes back. And so I hope, because our local police and fire deserve it, that it is always headed that direction, and that all the future councils and all the future mayors never, ever, ever decide to have a council meeting and change that law.
I mean, but it's totally true. Like, if they could just change one word, that would go ahead and make it safe. But they were like, there's some posting was saying do not vote for it because it's forever tax, like forever, like it's going to be there forever. Yeah. But what was it this year? Didn't they actually pay down that big old huge $800 million or something?
They paid towards the police and fire liability for the retirement package. And that tax went away. But the thing is when it was voted in, it was only allowed in for so many years, and it auto expired. Yeah. This is forever.
Yeah. So, and what they ended up charging an extra tax for that. And then this year, they were happy to say that they brought it all the way down to, I think it was like $1 million or something to that effect. Mm-hmm. And then they turned off that taxes for us. So I don't know. It's just crazy how you would think that if it was written right, it would be perfect. What other ones do we have?
The last one here is the Yavapai County General Fund, which is Proposition 479. And the one I read about this is there was a rule that the county could only spend so much. I think it's percentage of a budget or things like that every year. And that law goes back to like 1983. And so this was trying to let them spend more than what that law allowed. And so it's a modification to that. And so it's a supporter's view. Proponents argue it provides the county with necessary financial flexibility to address local needs. Opponents' view, opponents may be concerned about potential government overspending. And we do. I talk to a lot of people that are really frustrated with the county, the schools, because the Yavapai College can, and they do, change our tax stuff without a vote. Right? I mean, they can just, hey, we're property, we need more money, we're changing the budget, and property taxes go up without anybody voting.
Well, they also just included that Yavapai College tax?
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. The board, so that there's a number of people that are running right now today, and you might want to look up who they are because they have different positions. Some people I met are running just because they are trying to object for any more property tax increases, because they're saying that the college is just continually increases our property taxes. So the thing is you may not know the names on the list, but you may want to get to know some of them, just because they have really different views that they get to vote on your behalf. So some of these people will get to vote on tax increase on your behalf, and you don't get to vote.
Well, let's go over a couple of the rules of what you're allowed to have and what you're not allowed to have.
Coffee,
when you go,
right?
when you go voting. We encourage voters to obtain the proper identification. Acceptable forms of ID are listed below. And I'll go ahead and zoom in on this so you guys go ahead and read it. Acceptable forms of ID with voters' photograph, photograph, name, and address.
It has to have a photograph,
the address must be responsibly matched to the precinct register. One required. So now there was an actual conversation about this. There's a federal voting, and then there's a state voting. You are required to be a registered voter for the state voting.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the federal vote, they're saying that you don't have to have
it. I knew there were some places, but I don't know how that would work. I mean, because it's all on one ballot.
You would
like you got your ballot, right? Or did you not do it yet?
I ended up moving at the beginning of the year. So I'm pretty sure it went to the last house.
Got it.
But I'm going to go in there and vote today.
Well, so it's all on one ballot. So president and things like that are all on like the single ballot. So I don't know that there's like a federal ballot or a local ballot. I don't think so. So how would you do that? Just be like, sorry, you can't fill in those bubbles?
Well, well, the last time I was there, and I think it was for the state election, for the city council, if I'm not mistaken. That I went in there and I had to have all the proper forms, and I wasn't allowed to vote. So, with all the stuff that's happening on mainstream media in regards to who can vote and who cannot vote, that's a great question to ask. Like, what's really going on with that?
Well, it says it right here. So this is for us.
Yeah.
And so they're going to require all this, right? Like you got to have basically a driver's license, or what else could you have?
Okay. So list one. Arizona driver license, valid non-operating identification license, tribal enrollment card, or other form of tribal identification, valid United States federal, state, or local government issue identification.
It's like a passport, right?
Yes.
Okay. Passport card.
Yeah. List two, acceptable forms of ID, no photo, with voter's name and address. The address must reasonably match the precinct register to the required.
Wait, does a passport have your address? No, right?
No. So this is what it is. Utility bill of the elector dated within the 90 days of the date of the election, may be electric, gas, water, solid waste, sewer, telephone, cellular phone, or cable TV, bank or credit union statements dated within 90 days of the date of the election, valid Arizona vehicle registration, Indian census card. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't that say Native American? Just kidding, guys. Property tax statement of the elector's residence, tribal enrollment card or other form of tribal identification, vehicle insurance card, recorder certificate, valid United States federal, state, or local government issue identification, including a voter registration card issued by the county recorder. List number 3, acceptable forms of ID, one with photo, one without, 2 required. It's like a double, triple whammy. Like
it seems like there's lots of avenues here.
Yeah, any valid photo identification from list 1 in which the address does not match the precinct registered or accompanied by one valid item from list 2. U.S. passport without address and one valid item from list 2. U.S. military identification without address and one valid item from list 2. So whatever's in list 2, and you have those extra valid pictures or whatever, those are going to be the accepted cards, I guess. So, who knows, man? Right? When you start listening and reading some stuff, you're just like, what is going on, man? There's so much information going out there. Some of it's right, some of it's wrong, some of it's even like insane. And it just like gets out of the way.
Do you know what's crazy? The times at the polling places are going down.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The only one that's yellow now is one in Cottonwood. The rest are all green, which means that you could go right now and go vote, and you're gonna be there less than 10 minutes to get in the door. That's pretty good.
All right, so I
bet you it gets crazier later in the day.
You guys want a list of locations?
Yeah.
All right, so let's check out the list of locations. Voter center locations, address, 1015 Fair Street. Yeah, by county administration. That's where I like to go.
That's the main multi-story building across from Fry's there.
Yep, on Fair Street. So that's going down 630 Park Avenue, Prescott, Arizona. It's at Trinity Presbyterian Church, Central Yavapai Fire Station, number 574125 West Outer Loop Road, Prescott, Arizona. I'm assuming in Chino Valley.
Yep.
Chino Valley. Then Yavapai College Community Room. This will be actually at the home base one on Sheldon Street. American Lutheran Church, 1085 Scott Drive. Chino Valley, there's only 2 locations in Chino Valley: Grace Baptist Church, First Southern Baptist Church, and those are in Chino Valley. Prescott Valley, there's only 3 locations: Finley Toyota Center.
Okay, so you saw they put the ice down.
Yeah,
I was seeing the messaging yesterday. They had to cover the ice for this so that people could vote inside.
Yeah, it's gonna be all cold.
It's gonna be so. If you're voting at the Finley Toyota Center in Prescott, bring a jacket.
All right, I'm gonna slow down and say, good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, Tomas.
Good morning, Tomas. Now, let's see.
Yeah, so Prescott Valley.
Prescott Valley.
So yeah, if you're going to the Finley
Toyota Center,
if you go there again, bring a jacket.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on Pronghorn Ranch Drive Parkway. The Canyon Bible Church is 8582 East Ridge. There's a lot of east in that East Ridge scenario. Oh, I didn't even put it.
I'm still stuck on the Prescott Valley Finley Toyota thing. Like you should get a free ice skating with. They put the things in the middle of the thing, and you got to skate out to it to vote.
That's hilarious. If you can't do this, you can't vote.
Yep,
that's hilarious. Okay, Dewey Humboldt. There's 2 locations: Gateway Baptist Church,
and you have to go to your local area. Like I don't think I can just drive all the way to another precinct, right?
I guess. I mean, I never tried it. I've been here all my life, so it's kind of really easy for me just to go to the same place.
Right. So you may, just as a heads up, you may want to go to the closest one just to be safe to your house where you're registered. So if you moved from Prescott Valley to like Chino Valley, you may want to go to Prescott Valley to vote.
Yeah.
If you haven't updated your stuff.
Yeah. Just to be safe, just so you guys don't have to worry about it. Sedona area, Sedona Elks Lodge, 91, Sedona Village of Oak Creek Fire Station, number 3. Cottonwood area, Clark Memorial Clubhouse, Cottonwood Oak Creek School District, number 6. Cottonwood Bible Church, Immaculate Conception Catholic Church. Such a name.
Well, and the only one that's busy right now is Cottonwood Bible Church.
Okay. So, and there's 4 other ones.
And they're only 10 to 20 minute wait. So everything else, that's crazy, under 10 minutes.
And so we have Camp Verde Community Gym. That's going to be right there on Holloman Street, 51 East Holloman Street. And outlying areas: Ashfork Library Learning Center, Freeport McMorran Baghdad Event Center, Beaver Creek Adult Center, that's in Rimrock, Pioneer Masonic Lodge, number 82, that's in Black Canyon City, Grace Bible Chapel, that's in Ghost Town Road in Congress, Cordis Lakes Community Center in Cordis Lakes, Seligman Library in Seligman, and Yarnell Presbyterian Church in Yarnell. So, guys, I tell you what, this is that day where we're just like, oh my gosh.
It is. And you got a meeting coming up, so you're going to have to bounce.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll jump on later this afternoon.
Yeah, and to kind of like get off on some of the
updates,
stuff that's happening. Everybody's just waking up on the West Coast over here. So, guys,
I know it is weird because the time changed Sunday for everybody else. So if you ever do any business outside or work remote, everything's all messed up.
Yeah, I didn't even notice. I didn't even blink it off.
Really? I've been off all week. Everybody's just like, it's why are you bugging me? It's an hour. Like in California, they're like, yeah, it's an hour earlier. The guy had a 7 o'clock this morning. He's like, yeah, it's 6 o'clock here.
Oh, look at that. Nick says, come back. I love this. All right, Nick. we got you covered, my friend. I work remote.
I feel you. Yep. Right. So cool. All right, guys.
With that being said, you know what? Get out there and vote. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and message us on all of our platforms or whatever it may be, or just go ahead and go to the Yavapai region.
So it's YavapaiVotes.gov.
Yeah, YavapaiVotes.gov
has all the details and the updates.
Yeah. So get out there and vote, guys. This is very important, and I think that today is the day to make a difference. I mean, every day's a day to make.
But this is a big day. So a lot of stress out there today, but also got to do your thing.
All right. With that being said, I'm out of here, guys. Peace and love. Have a beautiful day. We'll hope to see you a little bit later. We'll talk to you about. We missed the morning show. Get it, sir. All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.